to the Links Aviation Centre's YouTube channel. We're just closing up for the day, so I thought I'd take you around the Lancaster so you can see some of the updates on the work that we've been doing in May 2020. Obviously the centre's still closed because of the coronavirus, but we're still working on the Lancaster ready for the taxi runs hopefully later this year. We would of course normally be taxiing by now, but we're taking advantage of the time to finish off some of the jobs on the aircraft and get it ready for the season, which we may have later in the year. So up here with number 4 engine, which is the starboard outer. There's a lot of work gone on to these engines during the winter season and the restoration period as we do the normal winter maintenance on the aircraft, the inspections, all the worksheets, any snag repairs that need to be done following what's been found in the inspections and what was noted during the season. We're hoping to be engine running the aircraft next week. So the engines have just been going through their final inspections and sign off, the oil primes, coolant checks, and hopefully we'll be running them towards the start of next week. Number 4 engine here is an airworthy engine, so it's been through overhaul with iTech Engineering down in Suffolk. The propeller that was also fitted to the number 4 engine during last season was an airworthy propeller which went through Hope Aero over in Canada. Subframe has also been through NDT and is airworthy, as is the oil tank. Over here with engines 1 and 2, you'll see we have 2 newly overhauled airworthy propellers on. These have also been done by Hope Aero over in Canada and replaced 2 propellers which have come off the aircraft and will go through the overhaul procedure as well. These engines are both just taxiing engines. One of them is an original that came with the aircraft, so it's possibly one of the originals that it's built with. And the other is a spare engine that we swapped out. And the engine that it replaced is now airworthy and in stores. See wheel covers on the tyres there just to protect them from any drips of oil, coolant or fuel. We still have the wing closure panels here to be screwing back on. We've had a load of anchor nuts replaced within that area this winter. You'll see as we come to the rear of the aircraft, we're now in a position where we're ready to be spraying the new structure that's been put in place underneath the tail turret and the bare aluminium that was exposed by removing the wind deflector that sits just behind the tail turret. So all of the primed structure here has gone through overhaul, so this structure is now airworthy and it's going to be painted up this weekend. See the rivets are purple, that's because they're hydaminium, so that's the modern replacement for the original rivets used on the aircraft. One of the major problems with the wartime Lancasters and many wartime aircraft that were built is the fact they use magnesium alloy rivets. So over time the magnesium deteriorates and the rivet just corrodes away. So they end up popping, so you'll see the heads will pop off, leaving the tails in the hole. So the whole of the Lancaster here has to have the majority of the rivets replaced, because they're all magnesium alloy. Next week, after the aircraft section here has been painted, they'll be moving on to fitting the new spun steel ring which holds the turret into position. That's been drilled, but it just needs to be countersunk, painted and then bolted back into the aircraft. And that was spun by Metspin in the UK. If you've watched one of the earlier videos of the Lancaster restoration that we've done, you'll have heard about the FN121 turret that's going to be fitted on loan from the Yorkshire Air Museum. So after the turret ring has been completed, we'll be able to fit the FN121 turret, which will be the first time on this Mark 7 Lancaster it's had that sort of turret fitted. And very shortly the FN82 turret, which was the aircraft was originally built with, will be going away for restoration. Down in a section of our structures workshop, we have both wingtips that are being restored to airworthy condition. This is the port wingtip, and Kev's been working on this, and he just has 2 parts of the structure left to take out and replace with new. And that's the spar, which you can see straight in front of us, so the vertical spar. And then the horizontal rib just there. Once those have been drilled and replaced, the whole structure will then be riveted together. Obviously the plain aluminium piece will be painted, the whole structure riveted together, which will then allow the skins to be riveted on. The starboard wingtip here is in worse condition than the port was. We found that perhaps 85% of the structure here has had to be replaced. That's mainly down to corrosion on the original structure within the wingtip. What we found is that when the aircraft was produced, none of the internal structure was protected, so there was no prime or paint on it. So it's just a bare aluminium, and over time, particularly with the history of this aircraft, it's just corroded away due to the elements which have been getting in there. The air and the corrosion have really taken its toll on the aircraft. Here you'll see there's new skins which have pinned in place. This is to allow us to transfer holes through to the new structure, and of course back to the new skins from the old structure. Quite a lot of the internal structure has already been replaced on this one. It's all pinned together to keep the strength and the rigidity within the original structure, so we can take one piece out and replace it with a new one, replace the skins and work our way through the entire structure. We'll then all go off for prime and paint, and then it can be riveted together as per the port wingtip. Of course, once the Lancaster engines have run, there's an awful lot of parts still to go back on the aircraft, whether it's the engine cowlings here, or the elevators, which will hopefully be fitted before the aircraft does engine runs, and a multitude of parts to go back on the inside which have been removed because of the inspections we do each winter. So hopefully within a week to a fortnight we'll be rolling the aircraft out, painted and with the majority of the structure back on her. The wingtips will take a little bit longer than that, but they'll be bolted on as soon as they're ready, a little bit later on in the season. Thank you very much for joining us for this video. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about the process of restoring the aircraft to airworthy condition and how far along the line we are. We're 3 years into a 10-year plan at the moment. It's all funded by the operating of the centre, the taxi rides on board the aircraft, people's admissions. So we do have something called the Rivet Club, which helps to raise funds for the Lancaster, and it provides weekly emails following the restoration, giving you an update of all the parts that are being restored that winter period. And it's from just £2 a month up to as much as you'd like to give. And you can sign up to that on our website, www.linksaviation.co.uk. If you're enjoying these little update videos that we're doing, please do give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll be bringing you more as the year goes on and into next year as well, so you can follow the restoration of the aircraft and the events and things that are happening here at the centre. Thank you very much for your support and for joining us, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. I'll now leave you with the sun setting over the control tower this evening.